Mr. Speaker, have you realized that also the motorcycle or border carriers, Mr. Speaker, is the most humiliating, especially when it comes to women? Mr. Speaker, you see somebody's wife is holding another man very tightly, Mr. Speaker. You know, Mr. Speaker, yeah. Mr. Speaker, it is so humiliating, Mr. Speaker, and embarrassing. It's extremely embarrassing. And Mr. Speaker, you know, and the guy who is sitting ahead is just saying, hold it tighter, Mr. Speaker. This is one, if there is a means of transport, Mr. Speaker, if this nation, Mr. Speaker, can ever debate and discuss about sexual harassment, Mr. Speaker, a lot of it is happening on border riders, Mr. Speaker, and border, Mr. Speaker, means of transport. It is embarrassing, both in terms of how you sit and, Mr. Speaker, how you sit with another man. It is embarrassing. Or, Mr. Speaker, you will find, because there are 2 or 3 passengers, the man ahead there, Mr. Speaker, there is a man in front, there is a woman in between, and there is another man behind, Mr. Speaker. And they are holding each other tight, Mr. Speaker. It's so embarrassing. It's just, sometimes I look at it, and Mr. Speaker, I hope you heard what I've said, Mr. Speaker. It is the most embarrassing way of transport.
What did you say, Leader of Majority?
Mr. Speaker, I just want to repeat for your knowledge, for your attention, Mr. Speaker, that one of the most embarrassing moments I've ever seen, and Mr. Speaker, which I don't know how it will escape the definition of sexual harassment, is to see a border rider, Mr. Speaker, a huge guy seated in front, somebody's wife is in between, and another huge guy is seated behind, Mr. Speaker. And all of them are holding tight in terms of trying to protect themselves from accident or falling or so forth, Mr. Speaker. It's extremely embarrassing. It's extremely embarrassing, Mr. Speaker. So and I think...
Is it embarrassing because the 2 guys are huge? or what is it? What is it, Senator Sakaja?
Mr. Speaker, beyond the question I'm hearing on who is complaining, does the Leader of Majority have something against huge guys? Because is it better if the guys were small? Surely. I know I'm not as huge as I was, but surely I can still speak on behalf of them together with Malala.
Actually, Senator Sakaja's concern is linked to what the chair asked. So where is the problem? The guys are huge?
Or... Speaker, I want to dare any senator here who does not think that there is any problem, Mr. Speaker, male senators, to volunteer their wives to be sandwiched, Mr. Speaker, in a motorcycle rider, yes. In a motorcycle, Mr. Speaker, between 2 men.
Huge
holding
men.
Tightly.
Huge men.
Yeah, whether they are huge or... when they are small, Mr. Speaker, it is even better. When it's huge, it's worse. Because...
so proceed, Majority Leader.
But, Mr. Speaker, the question also is how huge is huge. Because, Mr. Speaker, sometimes you think somebody is huge, but relatively because of that environment,
yes,
a huge person in Northeastern, Mr. Speaker, might be your size.
Yes.
And, Mr. Speaker, in Kakamega, Mr. Speaker...
Give another example, Senator Murkomen. Leave the chair from the debate on size.
Yes.
Until yes. What is it, Senator, for Wajir? Senator Ali.
Mr. Speaker, sir, is he bigger than me?
Order. Senator Murkomen, you are trending on sensitive ground.
Mr. Speaker, people of Northeastern and generally the pastoralists are the fittest people you can ever get, Mr. Speaker, in terms of the body size. They take care of themselves. They exercise a lot. They eat well. Mr. Speaker, you will never get obese people from generally places like Northeastern or West Pokot or, Mr. Speaker, places like Narok or Elgeyo Marakwet, most parts of Elgeyo. In fact, you've gone to Elgeyo Marakwet. Those hills of Elgeyo Marakwet cannot permit you to be the size of Malala, Mr. Speaker. Or, Mr. Speaker...
you are causing more trouble.
Or even if you are in Tharaka Nithi, Mr. Speaker. If you come from
what
Tharaka...
is it, Senator Malala?
Mr. Speaker, I think the Leader of Majority is out of order to quote me on matters hugeness. And I will want to ask him, what kind of hugeness are you referring to? And And which part of the body are you referring to?
Order.
As pertains to hugeness?
Order,
So,
Senator
Mr.
Malala.
Speaker, I might...
Order. Yes, finish.
Mr. Speaker, it is in bad light to refer to me as huge, because I believe I am a sizable human being, Mr. Speaker, and this is how lawyers are, Mr. Speaker. I know the where Murkomen comes, he's the hugest where he comes, and therefore he's feeling inferior to me. But next time, Mr. Murkomen, Honorable Murkomen, kindly do not refer to a lawyer man as huge. This is our physical attribute, and we are proud of it, and do not demean the hugeness of a lawyer man. Thank you.
You know,
Bodaboda.
Senator, Majority Leader, before you respond,
Yeah.
you know, you could have said the same things differently.
Yes, yes, Mr. Speaker.
You started attracting trouble when you started giving names.
Yes, yes.
You started by exemplifying with the chair.
Yeah.
The chair advised you to keep off. You went to Northeastern and attracted the arc of Senator Ali, and now you are in Western Kenya. And at this rate,
Yeah.
by the time you finish with the country,
Yeah.
you will have caught a lot of trouble. So rephrase.
Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to say that, Mr. Speaker, relatively, Senator Malala, relative to Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Mr. Speaker, and I'm not saying because of the areas they come from, Senator Malala has an expansive body size, Mr. Speaker. That's all what I said. And I was trying to say that, Mr. Speaker, no, in real sense, I mean, let's not lose the point. The point I was trying to make is that, Mr. Speaker, I have a problem with the dignity of both men and women that is exhibited, Mr. Speaker. Can you imagine, in Marakwet culture, you cannot sit the way people sit in Bodaboda, Mr. Speaker, with your mother-in-law, or a lady with her father-in-law. Mr. Speaker, it's very undignified, Mr. Speaker, but sometimes out of survival, you will find that people are sitting in a very undignified manner. And Mr. Speaker, you find cases that as a result of the manner in which people are sitting, Mr. Speaker, a lot of, I don't know, there is no empirical evidence, but young girls are sexually assaulted thereafter, Mr. Speaker, and even cases of pregnancies and so forth, Mr. Speaker, increase. I can't explain exactly what happens between the riding, Mr. Speaker, and the molestation, and Mr. Speaker, ultimately where our young girls are violated. And Mr. Speaker, haven't you seen that in situations in all over the country, most cases in the country, young girls, Mr. Speaker, especially when school is closed, fall prey to so many of Bodaboda riders. And I don't know why. Is it because they have wealth in the locality, or because of this means of transport is exciting, Mr. Speaker, or I don't know what is the reason. But I'm trying to say this is a sector that we must, in fact, we need to get the statistics, and I wish I had from NTSA, as to how many traffic accidents and, Mr. Speaker, what could be called road accidents, because some of them is not even road accidents, path accidents, Mr. Speaker, because it's being ridden, Mr. Speaker, along a path in the village. And, Mr. Speaker, with that statistics, we must, Mr. Speaker, create a special, Mr. Speaker, section of the National Transport and NTSA, Mr. Speaker, Authority, in terms of monitoring and licensing and, Mr. Speaker, oversighting all border businesses. Mr. Speaker, when I say this, not because we are disrespectful to border people, but, Mr. Speaker, the reality speaks for itself. I am one person who has, in my county, created a circle for them, supported them financially, Mr. Speaker, calling friends for a fundraiser to improve their circle. But, Mr. Speaker, discipline must be enhanced in this sector. We must ensure that we have discipline in this sector. We must protect members of the public. And when we talk about members of the public, it includes the riders themselves, because as I told you, most of them do not own the motorcycles, Mr. Speaker. They are only rented to perform the task of riding and carrying passengers, Mr. Speaker, without any PSV license, without any regulations that is taking place. And I have one suggestion, Mr. Speaker, and a suggestion that I think I referred to in our last discussion on traffic problems that we have in this country. We need to change the manner in which insurance is given. Insurance today is, when you get an insurance for your car, it's an insurance for your car, KBY or whatever number, then that's the insurance. But in most countries abroad, insurance is given to the individual driver. So if you go with a particular car, you are asked, who is going to be driving this car? You say, Mr. X. Mr. Speaker, that Mr. X or Miss X or Miss X is given the insurance. That insurance is based on your experience. In Italy, for example, if you have been riding, if it's your first time, you pay the highest premium. If you have reached 15 years without incidences, you pay the least. So you have, in a particular car, you can pay 200,000 if it's your first time. But if for 15 years you've been driving without incidences, you can even pay 20,000. In a same car, but the difference is that your experience in terms of use of your insurance license, Mr. Speaker, has meant something insofar as your driving experience is concerned. And if we do so, then it will mean that, Mr. Speaker, every individual will take care of the vehicle or the motorcycle you are given. And it is because when you are riding that motorcycle, it's linked to your, Mr. Speaker, your insurance. And if it's linked to that insurance, then you will see that if you arrest somebody once and they are looking for insurance again to become a driver or a rider, Mr. Speaker, because the cost will double, then they will be more careful. And I think, Mr. Speaker, these are some of the regulations that I think must be put in place to protect this sector.
Conclude 1
Mr.
minute.
Speaker, I want to conclude, and I want to say that this motion is timely. I hope the relevant Committee of Transport will, Mr. Speaker, take up from here and sit with the stakeholders in the sector to ensure that proper legal, not just regulation, but legal framework for regulating, Mr. Speaker, this sector are put in place. Mr. Speaker, I beg to support. It is terrible. I don't know, there is no one in this house who has never seen a dangerous scene of a Bodaboda rider carrying human beings like luggage, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I keep wondering, like I said the other day in relation to the accident in Kericho, who would really trust his children? You know, sometimes you see a mother and 3 or 4 children, they're sitting in a Bodaboda, Mr. Speaker. The guy is drunk, he's driving fast, and that's a whole family. And it is so, Mr. Speaker, these are some of the problems when we say we need to regulate this sector. We need to think, because they are not only accessible to many people, they are putting more Kenyans and citizens of this republic under risk. And Mr. Speaker, the cost, the medical cost related to accidents that come from motorcycle riders, Mr. Speaker, in this country are so high that I am sure even yourself and any leader who is here has been called to so many Harambes to try to fundraise to get medical treatment, Mr. Speaker, for persons who have been involved in accidents. The other thing is the insurance. Mr. Speaker, you will find most of these motorbikes, they are supposed to carry one person to start with. And Mr. Speaker, I don't know if they don't even have a license. There is no specific license. Somebody buys a motorcycle, nothing. Just people are riding around with that motorcycles. The other thing, Mr. Speaker, you'll find that most of the riders are drunkards. The Speaker, drink changai in the village, rush to go and pick somebody somewhere. You know, those people don't know even what's keep left. They don't even know what's a corner. The Speaker, you will find a motorcycle rider just standing in a corner, Mr. Speaker, 100 kilometers per hour. Meeting with a vehicle on the road, doesn't know even this is a corner, doesn't know even how to slow. Even if you put bumps, Mr. Speaker, you see they're flying.